Hello everyone, welcome to the training. This is Mohan Rajke, your trainer, and this is Genesis training. We are seeing the video on finding the square root of a perfect square, which is a 4-digit perfect square, and also finding the approximate square root of any number which is not a perfect square. How can we approximate to the nearest integer? So before getting into this video, make sure that you have watched the videos on squares and then cubes and also multiplication techniques so that you will understand this better. Okay, let's get into the video. First, before getting into finding the square roots, we need to look at the squares, how they are behaving, and we need to observe the last digits of the square as well as the square root. So let me summarize this here. I can see here a square is ending with 1 might have a square root ending with 1, and a square ending with 1 might also have a square root ending with 9. So in that case, I have two possibilities for any perfect square ending with 1, right? So if a square is ending with 1, its square root might end with either 1 or 9. And if a square is ending with 4, its square root might end with either 2 or 8, as observing here. Okay? And if a square ends with 9, its square root might end with 3 or 7. If a square is ending with 5, its square root will end with 5 only. If a square ends with 6, its square root might end with either 4 or 6. If a square ends with 0, its square root might end with 0 only. Do we have any square ending with other digits which are 2, 8, 3, 7? No. That means there is no perfect square ending with these numbers. If anybody is asking find the square root of a number ending with these digits, obviously it is not a perfect square, then we are going for the approximation. Okay? So if it is a perfect square, no square will end with these numbers. Remember this. Also, in this case, if I am going to write 1, 0, what happens? Let's see. If I am going to write 1, 0 here, its square will be having 2 zeros. Here 1, 0, it will give you 2, 0. 1, 0, 3, 0. This is going to help us to find the range in which the given square exists. You will understand what I am saying with an example, right? Okay. So this you have to remember. So we are only talking about 4 digits now. Okay, we can extend this logic to 6 digit, 5 digit as well. Okay. For example, now I'm giving you a number which is a perfect square, and its square is 1024. So if it is 1024, what is the square root of this number? So how to find the square root of this number? Now you need to first tell me this 1024 lies in which range? According to this, the 1024 lies between 900 and 1600. Okay, so that means the answer lies between 30 and 40. And this is ending with 4. If the number ends with 4, its square root might end with 2 or 8. So my answer may be any number between 30 and 40 ending with 2 or 8. There are only two numbers, 32 or 38. Okay, so now to verify exactly what is the number, we have a benchmark, that is 35. We know the square of 35. Square of 35 is 3 into 4, 12, 1225. So now it is evident that 1024 is less than 1225. Okay, so that means the answer is 32. The square root of 1024, you should be knowing by this time what is square root of 1024. But still, if you don't know, this is the answer. 32 is the square root of 1024. Let's see how are we going to use this in our examples. 6889. So 6889 is ending with 9. Its square root is a 2-digit number again. So it will end with either 3 or 7. When coming to the range, it is between 6400 and 8100. So that is between 80 square and 90 square. So my answer will be either 83 or 87. So again, the middle number we have 85 square. If we find out, 85 square is actually 7225. So this answer is less than 70 to 25. So the answer is the square root of 6889 is actually 83, provided the given number is a perfect square. Remember that. Now 200116. Now let us see the range first this time. Okay, so it is between 2500 and 1600. That means the square root will be either 40, between 40 and 50. Okay, so it is ending with 6. If it is ending with 6, the answer may be either 44 or 46. Again, we have the middle number 45 square. If you find 45 square, it is 2025. So as it is 2025, the square root of this number must be more than 45, which is 46. So as simple as that. Okay, so you don't have to worry about finding square root of a two-digit perfect square anymore. 8649. This is the next example. In this example, I know this lies between again 8100 and 10,000. So what is that? 90 square and 100 square. My answer should be anywhere between 90 and 100. This is ending with 3, ending with 9. So the square root will end with either it's 93 or it has to be 97. So you might have guessed already 8649 is very much near to 8100 and very much far from 10,000. Still to verify that correctly, 95 square is going to be 9025. So very much bigger than 8649. So the square root of this number is actually 93. Let's go to the next example. Now we are going to check the numbers which are not perfect square. Finding the square root of a number, a 4-digit number, approximating it to the nearest integer. That means these numbers are not perfect squares. So even if they don't mention, you can guess it by verifying the final answer. Okay. So I am not telling this is ending with 6 means it's going to be a perfect square. It may not be. Okay. So the range is again 8100 and 10,000. This may be a 9 between 90 and 100. Okay. So I am going to check now 95 square. 95 square already we know it is 9025. Now it is near to this. So I am going to go for another middle number 93 square. So I will find 93 square using our base method 90 square plus 3 into 90 plus 93. Okay, so the answer is going to be 8100 plus 3 into 183, which is 549. 549, so it's going to be 8649. So now I have a doubt whether it is near to 92 or 93 now. Let's also verify 92 square. So 92 square is 90 square plus 2 into 90 plus 92. So 90 square is 8100 plus this is 182 into 2 is 364. So my answer is going to be 8464. So it's very near to this. So the nearest integer is obviously 92. So the approximately square root of this is 92. It's not exactly 92, approximate nearest integer is this. If you go for 91, it will be a little more away from this number. So the answer is obviously 92. Let's see this number. So this anybody can easily guess. It's very near to 2500. So it is 50 square plus something. 50 plus something square. So I just have to verify it is near to 50 or 51. So 51 square is obviously 50 square plus 1 into 50 plus 51. So which is actually 2601. Now compare 2601, 2500 and 2545 is near to 2500. That means it is approximately near to 50 away from 51. Square root of this. One more example we have 4226 and this is between 3600 and 4900. Obviously I can see 4900 is very much far. 700 something, it is 600. It's almost in the middle of the number. So I can go for the middle number, which is 65 square, because it is 60 square, it is 70 square. When I go for 60 square, we know the answer is 4225. It's just one more than that. So square root of this is approximately almost 65. that 1 will not make much difference. So now you have a practice exercise. You are going to find the square root of these perfect squares first. Okay. So check these numbers. You can copy this and find the square root. These are all perfect square. It is mentioned as already. And now coming to the numbers which are not perfect squares, you have to find the approximate square root of the following numbers and go to the nearest integer. So you can try all this. I hope this video was helpful for you, and make use of this, practice a little more so that you don't have to worry about finding square root of any 4-digit number later. Okay, so let us meet again in the next video where I am going to discuss how to find the cube root of a perfect cubes. So let us meet again. Thank you.